Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for some basketball here tonight between the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators and the Petoskey Northmen. I'm Charles Strail, joined tonight by my broadcast partner tonight, Scott Carter. We're bringing you the first Gladiator basketball game here on Next Level Broadcasting of 2026. And we've got a really good non-conference game here tonight between the Gladiators and the Northmen. Head coach Matt Tam brings in his Petoskey Northmen team, looking to claim another victory. So far, they're out to a good start, 5-3 on the year. Gladiators have had some tough sledding recently, but they come in 5-6, refocused, and looking for a huge win against the Class A opponent tonight. As I welcome in my broadcast partner, Scott, big game for the Gladiators here, as I just said. They've got a lot of adversity so far in just a young season, but Petoskey, certainly a team worthy of a challenge.
For sure. I think it's great for them to have the challenges throughout the season, get them ready for deep into the season, that sort of thing. A good, just being tried early on in the season. It's so amazing to be back here in the old arena. Spent many years here with my sons being part of this program, so I know they're in good hands over here. The Glads are with this coaching staff. And it sounds like we're quieting down maybe for the national anthem.
Yeah, we're going to get ready for the national anthem, our prayer, and then our starting lineups, as we once again want to welcome in the Petoskey Northmen here to Traverse City St. Francis High School, and want to welcome you in to a Friday night, January 8th here on Next Level Broadcasting's continuous coverage of Northern Michigan High School varsity basketball, girls and boys. We do it all. Almost 90 basketball broadcasts will be on our networks this 2025 and 2026 season. So settle in for what should be a really good game, whether you're tuning in from Michigan, maybe some places, a couple places warmer in the country or even out of the country. We thank you for making us a part of your Friday evening activities. We're going to go ahead and send it over to the public address announcer as we get ready for our opening prayer and national anthem. Starting lineups coming up next.
Guide our actions both on and off the court to reflect your teachings at all times. Grant, we pray, that tonight each player is able to compete with a strong body, a clear mind, and a pure heart. We ask this through your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. The privilege of this event was made possible and preserved by those who have fought and those who continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and sacrifices. All veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute, and everyone else, please place your hand over your heart as we proudly sing our national anthem.
Now we're ready to get things rocking and rolling here on a Friday night in Northern Michigan. Once again, want to thank you for tuning in and being a part of us. Starting for the Northmen of Petoskey, the number 3, Braden Flynn. And And then next for Petoskey will be senior Taven Pang. Or Taven. Next up for Petoskey will be Braden Freilich, the 6'2 sophomore. After that, it will be 35, manning the middle, Tate Russell. And then last but not least, junior Jace Shaw. So a starting lineup for the Petoskey Northmen, both formidable and young. The only two seniors in their starting lineup, Scott. So keep an eye on the youth for Petoskey. And then also for St. Francis, they'll be playing some youth as well for the Gladiators. First up, starting out of the lineup with them will be Reef Wisher. After Wickern, it will be senior number 4, Lewis Ryan. After that, number 5, Mikey Bauman. As Bauman, the freshman, who's getting the nod at the starting lineup here tonight. Keep an eye on him, Scott. He is certainly a player to keep an eye on as the last freshman to play and start for the St. Francis Gladiators. Went on to play Division I basketball. That was Wyatt Nausatis.
Just saw him play over a Christmas break.
And, you know, it's a pretty special honor here at Traverse City St. Francis if you're a freshman to get the starting nod on a varsity roster. So Mikey Bauman, certainly one player that a lot of Gladiator fans have really come out to watch play because they know that there's potential there. And I got a chance to call an 8th grade game that he played in last year.
There you go.
And let me tell you what. When you watch him tonight on varsity, what I want you to do, and the viewer as well, envision him playing 8th grade basketball last year. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. Man amongst boys. Yeah, I got the opportunity to be part of a lot of the teacher faculty games, the
Sure.
Katie Hines tournament. And his dad was a baller as well.
Officials tonight are Joe Johnson, Matt Olson, and Dave Lamine. Petoskey wins the opening tip-off, and here go the Northmen on their opening possession of the game. Gladiators go with man-to-man defense. Flynn swings this one over. Down it goes to Petoskey on the low block. Shot fake up and in the Petoskey Northmen score the first points of the game. Tate Russell notches the first field goal. Cooper Sellers also inserted into the starting lineup for the Gladiators here tonight. Shots up, and this one's off the mark. Bauman almost tracks down the offensive rebound, and Tevin Wong goes on the ground for it. We've got a
first timeout.
Yeah, first timeout taken here by the Northmen. They're going to take a 30-second timeout, just trying to save the possession there, Scott. I mean, early on in the game, I guess you really want to try and make sure that you preserve those possessions and get out to a good, solid start in the game, as the Northmen got a nice look down low to Tate Russell on that opening possession. Just came over on a little flex cut, was able to find some room, and credit Petoskey. They got it to him, and, well, Russell did the rest.
Yeah, we'll watch throughout the game to see how this develops, this board play, right? Neither team has a player over 6'5", but so they're pretty evenly matched that way. Whoever will be able to win on the boards is going to have the advantage, obviously, in this game.
Yeah, I would likely say that's
pretty standard.
Yeah, but also important. Being able to control the glass is definitely something that head coach Sean Finnegan talked about as a point of emphasis here tonight. The Northmen go inside and out. This one goes through the hands of Wong, and it's stolen away by Cooper Sellers. He gets down on the floor for it, finds Mikey Bauman, and the first turnover of the game, credited to the Gladiator defense.
Heads up hustle play by Cooper.
A little dribble handoff shot by Ryan Bauman on the glass, and we've got Braden Flynn stepping on the baseline.
Amazing hustle play by him. Just barely missed getting that back in.
For the Northmen, Braden Flynn is certainly a player to watch as he has eclipsed that 1,000-point milestone in his basketball career.
It's pretty amazing.
This one's inbounded to Lewis Ryan. Ryan guarded up top. Petoskey goes man-to-man as well, extending this pressure a little bit outside with Braden Freilich. Ryan flips up a wild shot, and it's nearly controlled there by Will Sutton, but here come the Northmen in the hands of Flynn. Turning, facing, taking the deep three, no good by Shaw. Here come the Gladiators.
Coop with that rebound.
Third offensive possession right now for St. Francis as they go into this little ball screen action up top with Bauman. He's going to swing it to Cooper in the corner, and Sellers knocks down the triple And the long ball is good. A splashdown for Sellers.
Undoubtedly, Finnegan is happy to see that.
And get the assist to Mikey Bauman on that too, Scott. So we'll tell Peter, who's taking our stats here, assist to Bauman on that basket.
We got Peter here working with us.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Peter.
Everybody knows Peter.
Been around forever, and he's got the assist as well.
Immediate impact made by Bauman, inserted into the starting lineup here tonight, as Freilich is trying to muscle his way into the paint against Bauman. And we got a travel or a foul. This will be a foul called against Bauman, and that will be the first team foul against the Gladiators. So Braden Freilich, after really asserting his physicality there, Scott, gets to the free throw line as we're knotted up at 3 points apiece.
Yeah, it's nice to see it working inside. Getting yourself to the charity stripe is always a great opportunity to put some points on the board.
And he gets both at the free throw line. So Petoskey reclaims the lead on the Freilich free throws. And now Petoskey extends a little full court man-to-man. This is Reef Wickern bringing the ball down the floor for the Gladiators, picked up by Tevin Huang. Petoskey seeing if this token pressure can speed up the Gladiators here tonight, Scott, and we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, only one turnover, and that's been on Petoskey's side of things. A little flex cut action. Ryan pulls the long ball and knocks it down. The second run from deep down the hatch for the Gladiators, but they don't get back in defense, and there's a nice pass down to Russell, and we're score even at 6 once more. 4 points now in the game for Russell, leading scorer.
Anytime you get points off the paint, that's an advantage.
2 for 2 from 3 for the Gladiators. Petoskey, 4 points in the paint and 2 at the free throw line. So 2 contrasting styles here so far. Euro stepping left-handed Glasser is good for Reef Wickern. And the Glads regain the lead 8-6. They get another takeaway. That's the second Northman turnover, Scott. So we'll keep track of turnovers here tonight. St. Francis still with 0.
That was a great hustle play, getting down back on defense by Will Sutton. Able to disrupt that pass.
Gladiators going back to their high ball screen action. And let's see what they want to do. They showed a horn set look and backed out of it as Sellers now is at the controls. There's the double screen. Sellers tries to split the two. We've got him on the floor. It's turned over into the hands of Freilich. Freilich with a one-on-one fast break, blocked up top, but a foul coming. This one called on Reef Wickern, and Braden Freilich will go back to the free throw line where he's 2 for 2. Scott, an athletic drive to the basket there by Freilich. Wickern prevented the easy layup.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to foul, that's the way to do it, right? It was a fairly clean foul, and he didn't let him get the points. So I hate seeing where the ticky-tack fouls come from the defender. They get the shot, they get that +1 and 1. Where's the other one?
Holscher, yep. As Ryan is called for the 5-second call, there's the second turnover for the Gladiators on back-to-back possessions as well. So teams both tied at 2 turnovers apiece right now, and that has pretty much been why this game's been so close. The turnovers and then the three-point shot making by the Gladiators so far. As what a great baseline out of bounds set there by the Northmen. Getting a nice basket there for this one comes right into our neighborhood. There's another turnover for Petoskey, 3 now.
Yeah.
Scott, did you see who got that last
bucket?
Yeah,
that was a nice cut to the hoop by Jace Shaw for the 2. Well done.
Lewis Ryan looking to inbound. Petoskey with this full court token pressure as Flynn picks up Holscher near half court. Little horn set for the Gladiators once again. Newly into the game is Jake Bixby. He's guarded on the perimeter by Shaw. Ryan, who's got 1 3-pointer to his credit, puts his shoulder down, drew some contact, and he'll go to the free throw line for the Gladiators' first free throw attempts of the game. It's good to see Ryan making an attempt to get to the basket. 2 first field goals for the Gladiators were 3-pointers, and now Ryan gets a chance to go to the free throw line.
Well, you know, obviously I'm stating the obvious here, but the more that you can take it aggressive to the hole, get them into foul trouble, can be quite advantageous down the road.
Checking in for the Gladiators will be Lance Voss, number one, Voss, the junior.
From a whole line of Vosses.
Yes.
He looks just like every other one of them.
As the second shot is no good. Tapped out to Braden Flynn, crosses over against Holscher, hop step in the paint, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded there by Carlson, and here come the Gladiators. Tie game at 9 points apiece. In the hands of Holscher, Gladiators want to run, kick up top to Voss. He'll launch the triple and bury it. That's the third made triple in the game for the Gladiators, but they don't get back in defense, and Petoskey scores the easy transition deuce.
Right back down to Jay Shaw in the box.
Gladiators not getting back on defense, but there's a drive by Ryan, and he'll get a chance to go back to the free throw line. Ryan so far in the evening, 1 of 2, made the first and missed the second, but so far it looks like we've got a really good game brewing here between these two non-conference teams, Scott.
Well, with 3:17 left in the first, what we're seeing is both coaches are pushing the tempo. And so conditioning will be important, but also whatever team can respond like that.
And there's another turnover. Flynn has it, and he's able to scoop it in for 2. First points of the game for Braden Flynn, and Petoskey regains the lead by 1. And that's the 3rd turnover of the game as well for the Gladiators. So both teams knotted up at 3 turnovers, and, well, that's why we've got such a close game so far. Gladiators with 3 made 3-pointers here in the first 5 minutes, as we've got Bixby driving in, and he is fouled. Scott, is it fair to say that the Gladiators might have been getting a favorable whistle so far, or do you think that both, the level of contact here seems to equate well to both teams?
Well, when we're looking up there, we got 5 on one side and 4 on the other. No, we don't. We have 2 and 3.
Yep.
Hello.
Looking at timeouts left.
Yeah, timeouts left. But 2 and 3. So I'd say it feels pretty even so far. I'm not seeing anything egregious.
Nemec swings this one to Ryder Bartell. He's going to pull the 3. No good. Rebounded by Voss. And the Gladiators bring it back down the floor in a hurry. Ryan looking for some help as he picks up his dribble. Both teams playing 8 guys so far in the game, showing their depth of their benches as Holscher is fouled on the perimeter by Flynn. That'll put the Northmen over the limit, if I'm correct. Nope, that'll be their 4th foul. So the next foul, the Gladiators will shoot 2.
1 and 1, right?
No, actually 3 years ago that was changed to a double bonus.
Tells you how long it's been since I've watched a lot of high school basketball.
But it really does change the schematics of high school basketball, because you can no longer foul a poor free throw shooter and get rewarded as a defense for that strategy. As Holscher runs the high pick and roll up top, it's tapped away. Russell, but Holscher takes it right back.
Kind of reached right in, said, I'll take that.
Back to Bitsby. He's going to take the elbow jump shot. No good. Saved by Bartell. Here comes Braden Flynn with the basketball, crossing the timeline. Crosstown traffic, rips a pass down low, and Nemec is there to score it. Nice pass by Flynn, and it is 15-12.
Nemec did a great job hustling, working his way down, getting into position. And it was a no-look pass because he was right where he was supposed to be.
We've got a travel called against the Gladiators, and it'll go back over to the Northmen. Right now, with just under 2 minutes left to play in this first quarter, approaching the danger zone if you're the Gladiators. You have had a couple points lead, and now Petoskey with a chance to make it a 2-possession game as they go little high ball screen action. Flynn drags it out, steps through, and he's fouled.
Called that on Voss, and he was surprised, as is normally the case. From here, look like just like any other.
Yeah, but I do think it's been equitable calls so far as Flynn makes the first of 2. Mikey Bauman returns for the Gladiators. He will place Carlson.
Great job by Carlson, giving him some chance to sit down and catch his breath.
I tell you what, Scott, you look at 35, Tate Russell for Petoskey, 6'5", 230, just a sophomore. Man, you want to talk about a frame to build upon.
Absolutely.
When he graduates and walks with his diploma from Petoskey High School, he is going to be a unit.
Certainly will play at a different level if he wants to.
Whether basketball or football, probably his choice. Because here's a dribble handoff to Reef Wicker and swings to the corner now. Going baseline, putting up the floater, no good for Bixby, but we've got, see if we got a foul against the Northmen. This will put the Gladiators on the free throw line if it is. And we do have a push in the back, so that's the 5th team foul against the Northmen. Looking to see who will go to the line. It'll be Will Sutton.
Yeah, he was, some rough play down low, looking for rebounds and a little aggressive on Petoskey, kind of getting underneath him. They're both going after the ball.
So far, the Gladiators from the free throw line tonight are 1 for 2, make it 2 for 3. And waiting on the second attempt for Russell at the line. And he makes both. Back to a 3-point game, 1:32 left in the opening quarter between the Northmen of Petoskey and the Gladiators of Traverse City St. Francis. Charles Strail and Scott Carter here from Traverse City St. Francis High School. Three-pointer up from the corner, no good by Peter Ward. Flynn fires from deep, off the mark. Sutton with the board. And here comes the Gladiators in the hands of Rickern. And it's on the floor. Sutton saves it into the hands, though, of Russell. And the Northmen will push. Gladiators do a good job of getting back in transition as Ward tries to go past. But great defense by Bixby on the corner. We've got a foul here. Let's see if this is called on the floor. And no, this is called in the active.
Yeah, and he was outside the arc, so he'll have 3 attempts.
So Braden Flynn will go to the free throw line. Looking for 3 free throw attempts. First free throw, no good. No, we got 2 substitutions here for the Gladiators coming in. It'll be Lewis Ryan and Cooper Sellers checking in on this made shot. And checking in for Petoskey will be
Tavian Wong.
Yep. Looks like he's checking in for Braden Flynn. So if you're a player right now, I would always miss this free throw because I didn't want to come out of the game.
There you go.
Sabotage my own free throw percentage so I could play longer. I was always down for that as Flynn makes 2 out of 3 from the free throw line, back to a 5-point lead for the Northmen. Inbounded here to Mikey Bauman. Bauman picked up full court by Parker Ward. He's going to get by him. And here's the thing. If you draw some contact here, if you're a Gladiator, you're going to the free throw line as we're under the 45-second mark of this opening quarter. Voss puts it on the deck, and he called for a travel. Yeah, that right pivot foot slid just a touch.
Have you ever played basketball on this court?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, it has a tendency to get slippery.
Okay.
Though with the kids coming in and out with the street shoes. You saw the sign.
Sure.
So it can get slippery, and that looks like that was the case there.
Bartel guarded by Voss on the perimeter. Petoskey likely going to play for last shot. No. Mark my words, they're going to take the three-pointer, and the Gladiators have it. Here's a 2-on-2 even number break with 10 seconds left to go. I thought Petoskey would hold for the last shot there, Scott. They potentially blow an opportunity to have this final shot of the quarter as Bauman now has it, driving in, steps through contact, puts it up, and he's fouled. So right there, a certain teaching moment for head coach Matt Tam and his boys. That shot went up. They had the opportunity to play for the last shot of the quarter. And credit the Gladiators, they executed offensively. Bauman got inside, drew some contact, and goes to the line for a pair. First free throw, no good for Mikey Bauman. Checking back in will be J.D. Carlson and Mason Holscher for the Gladiators, replacing Will Sutton and Lance Voss. Scott, it seems like both teams have kind of settled down here into the game through
A little
7 minutes and 59 seconds.
Yeah, a little bit. Nice to see those go in. He'll want those back.
Yeah.
It's always one of the things when you get an opportunity to pull your team back closer. Want to capitalize on those whenever possible. But getting the ball back here is huge.
Gladiators now 3 for 6 from the free throw line as Bauman's trying to inbound it to Ryan. He'll put it up before the buzzer. He did get it off, but shot not close enough to draw iron. So after 8 minutes of play, the Gladiators 14, the Northmen 19. We'll step aside and be back in a minute. You're watching this presentation of high school boys varsity basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast live on Next Level Broadcasting on YouTube and online at nextlevelbroadcasting.net. We'll step aside. Second quarter coming up after this.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
As we enter the second quarter of play here, the Gladiators get this one entered, and Holscher's going to pull up with the jump shot. No good. Tapped around, controlled underneath by Carlson. He'll put it up and off the glass and in. Good effort off the bench by J.D. Carlson, and the Gladiators score their first points of the second quarter via the big man's effort.
Yeah, great job bringing it down, going right back up with it. Petoskey's doing a fantastic job pressuring the inbound pass for St. Francis.
Scott, our first quarter stats, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Petoskey with 6 out of 13. 6 made out of 13, and Traverse City with that last one that went up, changed it from 4 out of 10 to 4 out of 11. So we're doing okay with Sutton leading scorer in the first quarter with 5, and on the other side, Flynn with 6.
Also, the Gladiators 3 3-pointers made in that first quarter as well. Oops. As this one's turned over, Flynn playing the passing lane, goes up against Cooper Sellers, and he drew the contact. That's a nice play by Flynn. Let's take another look at that one here, Scott, as we'll cue it up.
Just a heads-up play. Cooper's in the way, so he jumped into it for sure. On that replay, looked like it basically came and grabbed just a couple seconds.
Yep, we got the shot. Flynn misses the free throw, rebounded by Sellers. Here comes Mikey Bauman now for the Gladiators. 5-point game once again. Bauman picked up on the perimeter by Shaw. Backdoor cut, nice pass to Ryan, and the fadeaway J is butter.
Take that all day long. Nice to see the movement away from the ball.
Here's Freilich catching, putting up the floater in transition. No good. Carlson catches it, rebounds, and he's fouled. And that'll be the first team foul against the Northmen here in this second quarter. Each team now with a team foul.
Way to be aggressive up there, get that rebound by Carlson. Take the hit, add a foul on their side.
Lewis Ryan to inbound for the Gladiators, finds Mason Holscher. Holscher picked up full court again by Parker Ward. Ward, another sophomore on this Petoskey basketball team, an underclassman, but he picks up the hand check foul there near the three-point line. That'll be the second team foul against the Northmen.
You never want to see, so many calls that,
sure.
that it slows the game down tremendously. But he could have picked any opportunity there to call that one. It was nice that he actually got to it.
Which team will be able to make do on the volume of fouls being called here in this game, as the officials have set a precedent to call this one, I would say, closely but efficiently, as we've got a foul called against Cooper Sellers. I think they're going to get him for a player control foul. No, excuse me.
Timeout.
Timeout taken by head coach Matt. Man, I will say this. Head coach Matt Tam has some great reflexes and just response times, because
Nope. Well, I mean, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Absolutely. But that was over here with Finnegan's side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as soon as he was starting to fall, they called the timeout. He pointed that direction, but he was facing, all these kids were in front of us. So
excellent eyes there, Scott.
Well, that's why there's two of us.
Sure.
So we can help each other get that call right. But that was a quick call by either Shuba or Sean. I'm not sure.
I mean, but the way that Cooper was going down there.
Yeah, it's a great call.
Yeah, just to be able to preserve the possession. We saw head coach Matt Tam do that earlier in the first quarter. The second or third possession, there was tie-up or potential tie-up happening. He took the timeout to keep the possession. And the way that this game is going, it could be a one-possession game coming down the stretch. So every possession counts. What do we got here? We got a 5-second call.
5 seconds. A lot of dribbling. Not much happening.
That's just the great defense there by Petoskey, Sean. Or if you're just looking at that, and nice backdoor cut to Bartel. I think.
Yeah, you got to give Flynn some props on that pass. That was beautiful into Bartel.
He set that one up. Those two have been playing their whole varsity career together. The two of them both transferred over from Harbor Springs High School, as we've got a pocket pick, and Flynn is called for the travel on the near side line. And
had there not been I hear the parents chirping behind us. Had there not been a travel, then there could have been a foul call, but the travel happened first. That's frustrating when you're a parent and you don't see that. It happened right in front of us, so it made it kind of easy to see.
I had a thought that came and went,
I'm sorry.
but it came back.
Oh, cool.
The way that this Petoskey team kind of reminds me of the way that head coach Sean Finnegan's Gladiators played in 2022 and 2023 with that great group of seniors that they had, led by Wyatt Nausatis and John Hagelstein and Drew Braymeyer, just having so many guys that could handle the basketball, cut, pass, shoot. It really makes it easy to coach.
I tell you what, it was great watching Wyatt play out there at American University. I was out visiting my other son, and so, that was close. It's just amazing to see him. He's really growing into that league, that level, and doing well.
Braden Flynn setting up on a platter there for Tate Russell, and the lead has now swelled to 7 points. Largest lead of the game now for either team. As Petoskey comes to double Lewis Ryan. Ryan puts it up. A lot of contact. No good. Climbing high is Sutton on the offensive glass. Foul called on the floor. This will be the fourth team foul against the Northmen. So an opportunity here brewing for the Gladiators if they're able to continue to draw some fouls.
Hey, Charles, I got to know this.
Yeah.
We have the chat line going.
We do.
Someone chat in from Petoskey and tell me when it was they changed the name from the Norsemen to the Northmen.
Okay.
I remember that it happened, but I'm curious what year it happened. They were always the Norsemen when I played.
Okay.
But I'm old.
In the corner it goes to Reef Wickern. Puts it on the deck. Hop, step, move. No good. Rebounded. Man-sized rebound by Russell. And here's Flynn in transition. Coughs it up. Now it's Lewis right now. And we've got a turnover, a carrying violation called against Ryan. Looked like he was about to pass it.
Changed his mind.
And then changed his mind.
Then what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. It either would have been the carry or it would have gone out of bounds.
Now, I think head coach Sean Finnegan is asking or petitioning is if he would have grabbed it with two hands, would it have still been a carry? Because he went to dribble it again with the same hand that he let it go out of.
Yeah.
So if he picks that up with 2 hands, is it still a turnover? That's a question for the chat line as well.
Oops.
We've got a couple, or excuse me, that was just Reef Wickern sliding around on the floor, but he gets back up.
Oh, geez.
We got a wide open shot for Bartel in the corner, and he knocks down the first made 3-pointer of the game for the Petoskey Northmen.
Already getting a little chippy down there.
10-point lead, largest of the game now for Petoskey. They've really turned up the heat in this second quarter of play. The biggest differential is the Gladiators haven't knocked down a 3-pointer here in the second quarter like they had in the first. They hit 3 threes in the first. That should count, and you betcha it will. Let's go ahead and take another look at that one as Sutton draws the hoop, took the hit, and he'll go to the line. Watch this.
You watch the ref. It looks like he waves it off. He did. He waved it off.
Oh, man. He waved it off and then marked it as if he was going to count it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I agree with you.
You don't need to do that, but
yeah, does that matter on an inbound pass?
No, you can go into the backcourt. As we've got a lot of bodies hitting the floor right now. Overall intensity and physicality has certainly picked up here in this second quarter. Driving all the way in. A nice scoop. Glasser is good for Ward. It's now a dozen is the lead, and I think we've got another turnover called against the Gladiators. Petoskey now will take back over.
I think he stepped on the line.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see what we got here.
Well, that's an interesting call on the inbounds play. That I think they're calling that on contact down low, but definitely they're going both ways. So now we do have a legitimate foul against Wickard on the inbound. Bauman comes in to give him a chance. Sit for a moment.
We just put the word out there on the YouTube chat line to let people know where they're tuning in from. We'll also put it out the question of the day, Scott. When did it go from Norseman to Northman as Flynn puts on a series of moves over to Ward? He'll drive in off the glass, no good. And the Gladiators get a much-needed rebound. Let's see if they can get a much-needed basket here on this trip down the floor. They go back to that high screen and roll action. Bauman picks up his dribble looking for some help. He does eventually get it to Sutton. Sutton guarded closely by Sam Ingles. Driving in is Oliver Hayes, up top now to Bauman. Bauman working against Braden Flynn. And this one's stolen away by Flynn. He'll pass this one up the floor. It goes, and we've got a foul called here.
Another one on Voss.
Yeah.
Wickern with 3.
Second on Voss.
Second on Voss.
So, right now, I would say this is a very pivotal last 3 minutes of the game right now for the Gladiators. They find themselves down by a dozen. Petoskey with the ball. And, the coaches will say the last 2 to 3 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 to 3 minutes of the third quarter are the most important in the game or most influential. If you're the Gladiators, you really got to buckle down here as Hayes trying to stop the Northmen from getting into the basket. We've got some contact, and going to the free throw line will be Ingles. And Sam Ingles coming off the bench here for the Northmen, making an impact not only on the offensive glass but on the defensive side of things as well. First free throw for Ingles is in. And he makes both. So Sam Ingles, the senior, coming in, giving the Northmen some really good minutes. Northmen also, as the Gladiators are over the limit, Northmen in the bonus. Here's Jake Bixby working out of the corner. Up top now to Bauman. Petoskey playing these defensive gaps very well. Backdoor cut to Lewis Ryan. He'll put up the floater and gets it to go.
Nice look by Bauman. He kept his head up, was looking, saw the cut across the paint, and made that nice dish.
Yeah, when you have defenses playing so hot, you get the overplays. You got to look for those back doors as this three-pointer's up and knocked in. Splash down for Wang. Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, I was just looking down at my pronunciation. I got Wong.
Okay, Wong. Okay.
Yeah, we want to make sure we get his name right.
That's the second made three-pointer of the game for the Northmen, the second one in this quarter alone.
Wong was downtown when he made that shot, too. He wasn't just on the line. That was a nice stroke for that one.
And another assist to Braden Flynn as well.
So now we have both teams in the bonus.
Bolster going to the free throw line. First one is no good off the heel. We do have Lucas Nimick coming in as Sam Ingalls heads back to the bench. Petoskey's played 9 guys so far in the game. The Gladiators have played 10. So each team utilizing their bench and auxiliary players to a pretty decent extent so far in the game. Long goes down low. Swung to the corner. Open shot for Bartel. You betcha. He drills another. His second made three-pointer of the game. And Ryder Bartel.
Carlson, sorry. Russell with just a great look. You know, I thought he was going up, and instead he dished it out there to the open three.
Tell you what, when you've got a post player who can not only make a nice move but pass out of the post, as Holster's no good on that shot, it will stay here with the Gladiators. When you can pass out of the post like that, it really just changes the way that defenses have to play you because you can't come and double, otherwise you're going to give up an open three-point shot like we just saw.
He's very physical down low and yet has some amazing ability to see with the passes.
Three-pointer up by Ryan, and this one's no good. Will Sutton battling on the offensive glass for this one, and it'll stay here. It's been interesting to watch the battle between Sutton and Russell on the glass.
Well, Russell and St. Francis.
Yeah, pretty much.
Underneath, it's been chippy with everybody against him.
Ryan finds Bauman up top. Bauman swings to Sellers, and just been impressed so far with how the Northmen have been able to play the passing lanes, active hands, and not allowing a lot of cuts to go through as Ryan shakes free and knocks it down. He's got the last 4 points for the Gladiators.
Yeah, once again, nice cut to the hoop. Stop, let the defense go past, put it up, easy two.
Inside it goes to Russell.
Whoops.
Over the back is Sutton, and that'll put Russell on the free throw line.
Another player with 2 personal fouls. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes into play in the second half.
First free throw for Russell's no good. A little short on the first of 2 attempts. Want to remind everyone, coming up on the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show, we'll recap what we saw so far in the first half as Russell misses the second. Rebounded by Petoskey. It's stolen away by Ryan on the baseline. Through a couple defenders, and then Flynn picks the pocket of Ryan. Down low it goes, and Nemick's able to score.
He's just sitting down there waiting for it. That worked out well.
Catches in the corner, drives against Nemick. Back to Bauman. He's going to pull the three. Off the iron, no good. Rebounded to Wong. Up the floor it goes. Playing the passing lanes is Cooper Sellers. He's going to glide in, take some contact, and we've got an offensive foul called. Let's take another look at that one, Scott, as we'll watch Cooper Sellers go into Wong. And you see he's going to get the turnover, plays the passing lanes, and then
he looked committed.
The hardest call in the game, block charge. And I think that Wong was well set and in position there. As the Northmen looking to play for the last shot of this quarter. Flynn corkscrewing, Euro-stepping his way in for a right-handed scoop layup. And looks like that will be how this first half will come to an end. Petoskey extends what was a 3-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Now they're up by 19 after 2 quarters of play. So through 16 minutes, we are reached the halftime point of the game. And wow, the Petoskey offense really came to life in that second quarter, Scott. We'll break that all down and much more coming up on the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. We'll step aside and be back in 3.5 minutes. You're watching this presentation of Gladiator basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after this. Stay tuned. Right back. He's going to pull it. Got it! Condon has it. Left block. Slams it home. The Glen Lake student section, they're pumped up.
Discover Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union in Traverse City. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Grow your savings with our competitive rates and savings products. Experience the difference with Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more. Right back. He's going to pull it. Got it! Condon has it. Left block. Slams it home. The Glen Lake student section, they're pumped up.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
And welcome back in to the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. Want to thank you for making us a part of your Friday evening festivities at halftime between the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators and the Petoskey Northmen. It's 23-42 in favor of Petoskey. A lot of that scoring was led by their second quarter outburst, in which they put 23 points on the board. And the 23 points scored by Petoskey in that second quarter has really propelled them out to a very comfortable lead. Charles Strail, along with Scott Carter here, we're courtside at Traverse City St. Francis High School, giving you a scoring breakdown so far after 2 quarters of play.
I think one of the big keys when we look at the 2 quarters of play is just as teams, we have Petoskey at 62%.
Yeah.
From the field, with St. Francis only at 40. So now a big part of that is going to be the way that the Northmen are moving the ball, getting it a lot of easy shots, if you will, right down in the paint. Huge, quick movement, bringing the ball all the way down, and then getting the dish off to one of the big men down in the paint.
Also, Petoskey with 3 made three-pointers. The Gladiators have also knocked down 3 long balls as well, but all 3 of those three-pointers came in the second quarter for Petoskey, and all 3 of those three-pointers came in the first quarter for the Gladiators. So that second quarter really dominated by the Northmen in their ability to get open looks, and you got to credit the point guard maestro, Braden Flynn, for finding his open teammates, distributing the basketball, and getting them into good in-rhythm shots.
Well, it's key that those moving away, what they call hustle, away from the ball. There's just been some definite effort put forth by Petoskey.
It was 19-14 at the end of the first quarter, and it's now 42-23. Going through the scoring book for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators, J.D. Carlson had 2. Mason Holscher has 1. Cooper Sellers has 3. Will Sutton with 2. Mikey Bauman, he's missed 2 free throws. He still hasn't scored, but he's been really good in attacking the basket so far for the Gladiators. And Lewis Ryan with 10 points to lead the Gladiators here tonight. For the Petoskey Northmen, looking in their scorers column, it was Ryder Bartell who really heated up in that second quarter. He had 8 points in the frame, but Braden Flynn, he had 4 points in that second quarter, but he definitely had more than 4 assists in that quarter, as Flynn on the evening so far has 10 points. And then Freilich has 3, all on free throws for Petoskey. Sam Ingles with 2, Russell with 4, Shaw with 4, and Nimick with 4. So there's the scoring column for Petoskey. Scott, I think if the Gladiators want to get back in this game, they definitely need to kind of pick their poison and say, okay, Petoskey, you are pretty adept at getting close to the basket. I mean, we've seen Russell and we've seen Nemick and Shaw be able to carve out some space down low. It's almost like, do you bring that help side defender and risk giving up an open look for a three-point shooter in the likes of Bartell or Flynn or Wong? You know, you got to be able to live with those choices. And each team so far, it's just been, I think this game, the pace has been dictated by Petoskey. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, for most definitely that they're the ones pressing, pushing, doing all of the stuff to throw St. Francis off its game. And then that frees up Nemick and Russell to be just standing under the hoop and make the kind of basket that I make when I play with my sons, right? Oh, Dad's standing there by himself. Oh, okay, we'll throw him the ball, and once in a while I make it. In this case, they're making all those. So when we look at that percentage, that the field goal percentage, I think that's greatly influenced by the fact that multiple shots were made from the box. And so, one key thing to watch going into the second half will be Braden Freilich with 3 fouls. And over on our side, we have quite a few players with 2, and then Wickern with 3. So,
and then the other thing is the free throw line. Petoskey 9 of 13 in that first half from the free throw line, getting those free points from the charity stripe. If the Gladiators want to get back in this game, they'll definitely have to do a better job of not putting the Northmen on the free throw line for some of these easy opportunities. It's hard enough when you got to guard them in the half court to begin with, but then when you put them on the free throw line, it makes it even more pressing of an issue. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we'll get ready for the second half. And, well, you never know in high school basketball, and that's why we do it, and that's why you watch it. So buckle up. We should have an entertaining second half of play here from Traverse City St. Francis High School. And we are now underway. Here we go, in the hands of Braden Flynn on this first possession of the game for the Northmen. They go down low, running up the hook shot is no good for Shaw. Three-pointer by Flynn is off the mark. It's rebounded by Wong. Back up top to Freilich. Freilich goes to Flynn. Flynn drops a pass down to Shaw, and he scores on the opening possession of the game.
Standing there underneath for that easy shot from the paint. Now he moved to get there, but that'll be one key component to the second half.
Mikey Bauman with a head and shoulder fake working against Shaw. Up top to Ryan, he'll lift and fire from 3. This one's off the rim, and it goes out of bounds harmlessly. It'll go back over to Petoskey. But one thing I do want to mention, Scott, is the presence of the offensive rebounding for Petoskey.
Yeah.
It set up that easy basket underneath for Shaw because Shaw and Wong were fighting to try and corral that offensive rebound. It eventually ended up into the hands of Freilich. Freilich found Flynn, and then Flynn found Shaw underneath. Here's the Shaw back up to Flynn. They're going to work this around the perimeter. Good baseline movement by Freilich. He catches and is guarded there by Wickern. Freilich going, driving in. Strong take and finishes with the left hand through contact as Freilich will draw the and one opportunity. Here's the replay of that. Just you see the ball movement. You see him get that one-on-one ISO on the baseline. Turn down the ball screen and then go baseline. Finish through contact with the left hand. Great job by Freilich to do that. And when you have an opportunity to turn down the ball screen like that, you're playing against one defender as opposed to the other help side defenders that a team may have toward the middle of the floor. So well read by Freilich.
And in that case, it felt like it was the help defender that ended up with the foul.
And just because you're not able to get there and recover in time, as this one's tapped up and in. Wow, what a move by Tate Russell.
I got to tell you, poor Will Sutton, he is going to battle underneath with Russell.
Sutton and Russell, that has been a fun matchup to watch here tonight.
And they're letting them play. They're playing through some physicality for sure.
Bauman whips a pass to Sutton. Here's a dribble handoff to Ryan off of his shoe.
Yeah.
Over to Bauman. He'll drive in, kick it to Holscher. Holscher's going to drive in. One more to Ryan. Head and shoulder fake. Ryan goes in, and he's fouled through some contact. I think this one's going to get called against Tate Russell. And it's actually going against Wong.
Interesting that the Northmen have their weight listed as well. I guess, when you got Russell at 230, you list the weight. I don't see that on our roster. But I'm curious how much weight Sutton has given up down there in the trenches against that 230-pound.
Well, sometimes it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
Right. There you go. Absolutely. But he's definitely battling Goliath.
Yeah, in terms of just physics, it's tough to make up for what someone has that you don't, as the second free throw goes down for Lewis Ryan. 48-24 is the score. Braden Flynn gets into the paint, drops it down to Russell. He'll kick it out to Wong, and now they're swinging to Freilich. He's going to spray the three-pointer and bury it.
One of the things I love to see in high school basketball is when a young player, at any level here, is set and ready to make that set three-point shot rather than trying to outdrive someone and make a running shot. That was beautiful.
Drops a pass. Baseline jump shot for Sutton is too strong. Rebounded by Freilich. Here come the Northmen. They're going to push this one. Kick it out to Wong on the open elbow three-pointer. No good. Flynn skies for the rebound.
Another offensive rebound.
Swung over to Shaw, down low. It goes to Russell. Drop step, power move off the glass. Can't finish. And Sutton is fouled as he corrals the defensive rebound. But I will say this. The ball has life on offense for Petoskey. It doesn't stick. Well, that's what sticks out to me. The ball moves. It pops. It has energy. Drive, kick, sprayed out, open teammate, shot fake, get to the basket, find another open teammate, get an assist. That's kind of the name of their offensive game for Petoskey. Let's see what the Gladiators opt to run here. They're going to go empty side to Cooper Sellers. Now to Bauman up top. Ryan catches, guarded by 2, gets to the paint, sprays it out to Holscher.
Oh, take that one.
Bauman's going to tee the 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Sutton. Excellent second chance. Cooper Sellers knocks it in from deep. All credited to Will Sutton on that offensive rebound.
Yeah, he definitely put in the effort to get the ball back. Made it out to Coop, who was standing still and able to make a good, solid three-point shot.
There's a man-sized drop step for Russell.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration in Russell's face. What am I supposed to do with that?
Ryan puts it on the deck, up off the glass, and in.
And one.
Take another look at that one, Scott. Because
hustle plays, what that is.
First, the Russell move down low.
Yeah.
And then you got the straight line drive by Lewis Ryan here coming up.
Many years I watched
right there.
Finnegan and Shuba coaching my son and years before that, and they love to press the ball. So that's exactly what that was. That was just the boys being conditioned to get that rebound and get your backside down the court. And it ended up resulting in points and a trip to the charity stripe.
Yeah, sometimes when you can score before the defense is set, it's your best opportunity to do so as Ryan knocks down and completes the old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 5 points in the quarter now as Wong dribbles this one in, swung now over on the far side. Bartel has checked in for the Northmen as Freilich puts it off the glass and Sutton skies for another rebound.
Nemec come over top on that one.
And that's the 4th team foul against Petoskey. So if the Gladiators want to have an opportunity to get back into this game, Scott,
that could help.
It could certainly help by getting to the free throw line and getting some freebies. Lance Voss also checked in for the Gladiators into the hands now of Lewis Ryan. Guarded by check that by Taven Huang. Three-pointer up and in. Knocked in by Jake Bixby. And it's a 6-0 run for the Gladiators. Freilich catches, puts it up stripped.
Travel.
Bixby has it. No numbers as the Northmen get back in defense. 20-point game, 6-0 run by the Gladiators. Holscher, crafty move down on the block, scores it.
I love to see that.
8-0 run for Traverse City St. Francis, and the Northmen are going to take a TO and talk this one over. I do want to say this, though, Scott. Interesting assessment that I just made. This 8-0 run came with Braden Flynn out of the game.
Oh, well, there you go.
So he checked out about 45 seconds ago, and this 8-0 spurt by the Gladiators all came with Braden Flynn on the bench. He's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for this Northman offense, able to find others when they're open.
You stir your drink with a straw?
Most of the time.
Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Yeah, no, your plus minus is sometimes more than your stats.
Yeah.
And some players just have that effect on both sides of the ball.
I do like the life that the Gladiators have shown here, Scott. I mean,
they're not giving up.
Given the fact that second quarter did not go the way they wanted it to go, they had a plethora of turnovers in their offensive execution. I think any coach would tell you that it wasn't where they expected it to be at. Here in this third quarter, their defense has tightened it up. Will Sutton, just to name one Gladiator, seems to have really brought some energy on the defensive side of things in terms of rebounding. And that has helped buoy this Gladiator team here as they're down by less than 20 yet again. And who checks back in? But Flynn has come back in for Petoskey after this 8-0 run. And that'll be a turnover for the Northmen. So Petoskey playing into the hands a little bit of the Gladiators.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see Flynn back in, and then we bring in Carlson and Voss, some of the players giving the starters an opportunity to catch a breath.
Here's Holscher up top, goes over to Voss, guarded by Flynn. Gladiators in the midst of an 8-0 run. Bixby with it up top, guarded by Nemec. They bring the high ball screen with Carlson. He'll roll. Bixby has his pocket picked by Nemec. And here come the Northmen forcing the turnover. Freilich up the floor. It goes to Flynn. He'll drive in.
Oh.
And there's another turnover by Petoskey. So back-to-back turnovers coming out of a timeout for the Northmen.
Well, also coming off the bench. So
yeah,
sometimes it takes a moment to get your head back in the game after a break.
And this one's turned back over by the Gladiator. Oh, tipped. Far side official said it was tipped.
I was going to say, nice catch by the coach over there on the bench.
Active hands.
Yeah, you got to be ready. You
Hey,
never know what's going to happen at a
stay
basketball
ready
game.
so you don't have to get ready.
Love it.
You can put that on a T-shirt.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Here's Jake Bixby guarded by Nemec. Petoskey bringing the double little jump and run up top.
That
See
means
if Mason Holscher can take advantage of it as he goes baseline. Scoop layup is in.
when we're running a double team down on that far side of the court, that means somebody's open. So it's just a matter of keeping your eyes open for that, breaking that press.
Credit there to Holscher for finding the absence in the defense. As here's Ward putting it on the deck. Bartel open in the corner, off the mark. Rebound comes out to Flynn. Down low to Freilich. Nemec reloads for Ward. He drives it. We've got a blocking foul against the Gladiators. And that's the first time in a while that Petoskey has gotten an offensive rebound, Scott. And you saw how it affected that possession.
Yeah, it just keeps them alive. They're definitely very active on the boards.
Flynn inbounding, finds Flynn back in the corner. Now to Bartel, swung quick right to Freilich. Freilich playing through some contact. Here comes the rebound to Ryan. Even numbered 3-on-3 break for the Glads. Ryan slams on the brakes. Up top now to Bixby. He's going to tee up the three and bury it. So don't hold your breath now, but it's a 13-0 run for the Gladiators here in this third quarter. It's down to a baker's dozen for the Northmen. We got a foul coming from behind on the back tap, and that will be the fourth team foul against the Gladiators. But, Scott, we talked about it at halftime. What would the Gladiators need to do to get back into the game? And one of those things was rebounding, and they're doing that at a much more effective level right now in the midst of this 13-0 run. They're also making some threes again.
Yeah, they're making their shots. That always helps, but you live by the shot, you die by it.
Bartel pulls up from the elbow, no good. Rebounded by Shaw, who's just now checked back into the game. Second chance reload, no good. And here come the Gladiators. They can cut this to a 10-point game with another made three-pointer. Let's see what they have to do here.
Yeah, so no errors. Let's just run some good, clean offense here.
Little dribble handoff up top to Holscher. He'll kick it out. Bixby slams on the brakes. Pull up Jay is good. You betcha.
There we go.
5 straight points for Jake Bixby, and it's an 11-point game. 15-0 run for the Gladiators. Here's Ward putting it on the deck. Up top to Nemec. Swung to Bartel. Wide open look. And you can't give him that many wide open looks, and he makes them pay as Bartel ends this 15-0 run. It's back to a 14-point game.
Well, so they made that one, but the one thing I'm seeing different in Petoskey's offense right now is they're taking that outside shot rather than working it inside.
And right now, Tate Russell on the bench. Let's see when they opt to bring him back into the game as J.D. Carlson swings it over to Bixby on the perimeter. Holscher catches up top, steps into a three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Bartel up top. He's going to find Braden Flynn. It's a 4-on-3 break for Petoskey. Flynn cuts through crosstown traffic, and he's fouled. And that will be the fourth team foul against the Gladiators. So next one, and the Northmen will be shooting.
So that's what, third foul on Bixby? Player 2,
yep.
Foul 3. Yeah, okay.
Flynn to inbound, finds Bartel. Little high screen and roll. Nemec swings and catches in the corner. Let's see if Petoskey holds for the last shot of the quarter. Backdoor cut to Flynn. He's going to swing it. Ward tees up the long gun and gets it to go.
Yeah, I would say that momentum we felt a minute ago feels to me like immediately just, okay, they calmed down, went back to running their offense on Petoskey's side of the ball.
Petoskey with back-to-back possessions with made three-point baskets. As a kick to the corner, Voss is going to tee it up before the buzzer, no good. Bixby, and he wasn't able to get the shot off before the buzzer sounds. So, after 3 quarters in the books, Petoskey with a 59-42 lead. This game has been a series of runs so far. In that third quarter, the Gladiators had a 15-0 run, but the Northmen end the quarter with a 6-0 spurt of their own. We're going to go ahead and step aside when we come back. The final 8 minutes between the Gladiators and the Northmen coming up. You're watching high school basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan.
Discover Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union in Traverse City. We make banking secure and convenient with biometric logins and remote deposit capture. Whether you need loans, mortgages, or credit cards, we've got you covered. Manage your finances effortlessly with our online banking services. Rates. Experience the difference with Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. Visit tcfedcu.org for more.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
All right, here we are. Welcome into the fourth quarter of action. The Gladiators will begin first with possession. It's Will Sutton at the free throw line, taking the jump shot. He's got a lot of contact, and we've got a foul. A flop warning has been issued against Sutton. So that's the first time we've seen that call here tonight, but it will still be St. Francis basketball as Bauman came away with the offensive rebound. Inbounded to Bauman. He catches on the baseline up top to Bixby. Let's see if the Gladiators have one more run in them here in this final quarter, Scott. Bauman drives in and draws some contact, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
Not crucial to the play, but I just want to tell you, I love seeing Sutton come in behind that and getting the rebound when he missed. I mean, obviously the play ended,
sure,
but the hustle stuff away from the main part of the play is what I'm trying to keep an eye out for. Bauman's got a really nice looking shot, nice stroke from the free throw for the first one. Gets both of them. I think if we could take a look at the third quarter by itself, we'll probably come away with St. Francis winning that one. And they're 14 for 37 through the first 3 quarters. So that last quarter was definitely to their advantage.
Ward puts it on the deck, whips it out to Bartel. One more down to Shaw, and right there is a big man in Russell. Bauman guarded by, and this one will go off the foot of Bauman. That's just a veteran move by Braden Flynn, a savvy play by him to tap that one off the foot of Bauman.
I could never be a referee. I did not see that bounce off his foot.
It just happened so quickly.
Nice catch, I guess.
Petoskey has answered the bell here after this game was cut down to a 11-point lead. Shaw skies for the rebound, and he'll go draw 2 free throws after the foul's called here against St. Francis. The one's called against Mikey Bauman. Well, we want to give a shout out while Shaw's at the free throw line. We're going to give a shout out to all of our sponsors here tonight. We want to thank the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. We want to thank the Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. We want to thank Carter and Associates Farm Bureau Insurance. We also want to thank That's a Pizza.
That's a Pizza.
For bringing this game to you tonight, watching from wherever you may be watching from. We're here literally courtside, so you can be watching anywhere. Second free throw, good. as Shaw splits the pair. Here's Reef Wickern bringing the ball down the floor for the Gladiators. And this one's stolen away. Shaw playing the passing lane, 2-on-2 break. Shaw glides in for 2. A personal 3-0 run for Shaw. And this lead has grown back to 20 once again.
Couple turnovers makes it easy to happen, swings that momentum.
Yeah, ball security right now is at a fever pitch. You cannot make a comeback while giving the other team more opportunities. Backdoor cut to Cooper Sellers. He's able to corral it. Finds an open teammate. This is Bixby, guarded by Bartel. Bixby puts it on the deck, off the heel, no good. We've got Bixby coming away with the offensive rebound, and we've got a foul called on from the baseline official, likely going against Ryder Bartel. That'll be his second, I believe.
Well done.
Bartel with 11 bench points here tonight, Scott. Doing a good job of stretching the defense. I think he's got 3 made three-pointers to go with those 11 points.
I mean, that's crucial when you can bring them in off the bench and they contribute that way.
Inbounded to Sellers. See right there, you can go into the backcourt. Earlier on in the game, I think the Gladiators made a mistake of trying to catch that one before or inside of the half-court line.
Cooper is a very heads-up player, and the mistake earlier was one of our off the bench, and it's easy to make that mistake.
It certainly is. You know, you don't know what you don't know at sometimes, and as Bauman, with a couple of head and shoulder fakes, finds an open jump shot from the elbow and knocks it down. Mikey Bauman there under control. Yeah. I think if he's out of control there, Braden Flynn more than likely draws the charge. But kudos to Bauman for just finding that open soft spot, knocking down the elbow J. Flynn steps back from 3, and it's off the mark. Rebound will keep it here. It's off of Cooper Sellers as he was battling there down low with Freilich.
You know, one of the big differences on that last play is there was no flailing arms. There was contact, yes, but he just simply stopped and the player kept going, the defender.
Right.
Where any kind of elbow extension or arm extension would have made that potentially a charge, like you said.
They're watching for that extended elbow as there's a nice cut and dive by Shaw on the inbound pass. Second time this evening where Petoskey has really drawn up a nice baseline out of bounds set.
Kudos on their inbound plays.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of them have created points. And now here's another one creating points potentially from the charity stripe.
That foul called against Cooper Sellers, that's his third. Cooper has a pair of three-pointers knocked down here tonight for 6 points on the evening, as Shaw makes the first of 2. Shaw now with 5 of the last 7 points for the Northmen.
Bringing him up to 11 in the game. That's great.
Here's Holscher bringing the ball up, finds Sellers. He'll drive in, kicks it back to Holscher. He'll not tee up the 3, no good, and we got an over-the-back foul. This one will likely be called against Cooper Sellers. Nope, Will Sutton, who'll pick up the personal there.
That's 3 for Sutton.
Been really impressed with Sutton's energy so far, just attacking the glass with a relentless abandon as J.D. Carlson comes in for the Gladiator team. Long looks at the shot. The Gladiators look like they're in a zone right now as Russell wasn't able, but Shaw's right there, up and in off the glass, and it's good.
It's almost demoralizing. You make a great play, you prevent the shot, and then someone just comes in unabated, gets that rebound and puts it up.
Travel called against the Glads. It's up to a 22-point game now for Petoskey. And once again, the ability for this Northman team to withstand the opposing team's run, and we saw the Gladiators reel off 15 straight points. Petoskey didn't look phased, stayed within their offense, didn't try to do too much and press. There's a nice pass down low to Russell as Flynn carves up that defense.
So much effort defending up on the arc as they're swinging the ball. Left Russell down there by himself practically.
Carlson with it at the three-point line, finds Lance Voss. nearly halfway gone in this fourth quarter as Holscher, nice layup finish,
Beautiful.
crafty with a little English off the glass and in.
They had it well defended, and he just figured out a way to make it happen.
Flynn tees up the three. No good. Rebounded by Carlson, and we've got a player down as Lewis Ryan. He's able to pick himself back up off the floor into the hands of Sellers. Now swung back up to Ryan, who appears to be okay after hitting the deck. Holscher going to tee up the three. This one's off the mark and rebounded by Flynn. Flynn spinning around, corkscrewing into the paint, but it's stolen away by Holscher, playing the passing lanes well. Holscher with an easy run-out layup, and it's in.
All right, well, you just called that an easy run-out layup. To me, there's two. That's one of the two most difficult shots: a wide-open free layup
And a free throw?
and a free throw. Yeah, and he had to be at full speed at that too, and that's an entirely different thing. So great play by him.
So it's back to a 20-point game. We're going to go ahead, step aside, and hear from our friend, or maybe just tell you a little bit about the Carter & Associates Farm Bureau Insurance Agency here, as we'll keep it right here with you and show you for yourself.
Yeah, one of the great things about Farm Bureau is we're really invested in the community. I've been part of St. Francis as a teacher for 10 years and while doing my agency, and I love basketball, always have. And so we're so thankful to be back and involved in sponsoring St. Francis basketball and, all of the sports. Yeah, I'll also be part of the musical coming up, Wizard of Oz. Go Glads. We love you.
So
Farm Bureau Insurance.
Tell us a little bit more about the Wizard of Oz, Scott.
Oh, well, when I was here, we did it. So this is probably the 10-year anniversary since they've done it. Wizard of Oz is going to give us Wicked is really pretty hot right now. And lots of students involved for sure. There'll be more than 50 kids in that production.
Well, after the timeout, Petoskey up 70-50 over Traverse City St. Francis. 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the game. Freilich has it. Glad's really starting to trap and double team. Three-pointer up and a little short there by the Northmen. That was Colin O'Donnell, who's checked into the game for the first time for Petoskey. This one no good by Bixby. He gets his own miss, though. Finds Lewis Ryan, who'll tee up the wide-open long ball. No good. And we've got to fight for it on the floor. O'Donnell and Sellers scrapping for that defensive or offensive rebound, and it looks like it's going to be heading the way of the Northmen.
Tough call. They're rolling around on the floor, hitting the out-of-bounds line, but you gotta go one way or the other. That was always my problem. I did try and ref college intramurals one time, and that just that's a tough gig right there, umpiring and refereeing these basketball games. So kudos to these gentlemen for doing it.
Under the 3-minute mark remaining in the fourth quarter now, dribble handoff up top to Long. He'll swing it to Freilich. Freilich going by his defender, drops it off to Russell, who couldn't make the layup, and it goes over to the Gladiators.
Yeah, that was a slick head fake by Freilich, making the defender believe he was going to the right, and he cut to the left.
Lance Voss inbounding to Holscher. Holscher picked up full court by O'Donnell. Up top to Ryan. Step back three-pointer is just off the mark. Rebound comes out to Freilich. He'll pick this one up and settle it down, and he's got a timeout or a foul. Foul called against Will Sutton.
If you're a St. Francis supporter and fan, you look at that scoreboard with 2:23 left, 20-point game, and the effort still being put forth by these Glads. It's impressive.
And I would say the guy leading the charge for effort tonight has been Will Sutton. We're going to make Will Sutton our That's a Pizza, that's a great player, hardest playing player of the game tonight. But that's a nice play by Russell on the offensive glass.
I tell you what, there's a great pass to get it down there behind the head, over the shoulder.
Russell has 16 points in the game as there's some contact drew by Mr. Sutton, and he'll go to the free throw line.
So Sutton's I was thinking he's a sophomore. He's a senior, so he's got the experience to know to drive and grab the contact.
Well, if you're looking at the roster for the Gladiators, you see that there's really, the 3 players of senior status in the rotation. And George Herringa, unfortunately, dealing with an injury here tonight. But the 3 seniors, it's still a young team for this group of Gladiators to continue to mold and build chemistry together and develop a rapport to know when one's going to cut, go back door, as this one's no good. It did hit the rim, though, but we've got
lane violation, maybe?
I don't know if they got a lane violation or if the far side official anticipated that call being an air ball.
He is smiling.
Yeah, I think he anticipated that call being an air ball and blew the whistle as the ball just faintly grazed the front of the rim.
Yeah. Once again, that's a difficult position.
Oh yeah, I mean, not an enviable position to be in. Want to take a live look around Northern Michigan as we fly around the scoreboard, brought to you by the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Going on live right now on nextlevelbroadcasting.net. Gaylord St. Mary and Johannesburg Lewiston in a rivals game. St. Mary up 29-19. That game's over on nextlevelbroadcasting.net or on Gaylord St. Mary Athletics on YouTube. So if you want to flip over to that one when we're done here, you can tune in and get a little piece of the rivalry action, a taste of emotion as well in that game, as Wong's able to dig that ball out, drops it down low. Nice defense by the Gladiators, but it's saved into the hands of Nemec, and we've got some contact and a foul called against Petoskey. This will send the Gladiators to the free throw line as Petoskey is now over the limit.
Sutton down there fighting in the trenches. Not sure how we're not shooting.
Yeah, maybe I misspoke. Stranger things have happened than me misspeaking, but maybe I just did right there.
Or, you spoke correctly. The stats we had written down were wrong. That's all.
There's a turnover out of bounds. It goes. 59 seconds left to go in the game.
Slick pass down to Hayes. He just wasn't ready for it. He was battling underneath.
While we have a moment, we want to tell you about the the Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union. Investing in yourself is what the TCFCU is here to do. They're able to help you grow and develop, just as they have done for so many people over the years. That's the Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union, as Sutton's fighting and continuing to fight with 37 ticks remaining to go in the game.
Nice effort by Ludka, bringing the ball down off the rebound, bringing it down and making a nice pass, dime out. Then Sutton ended up getting that rebound and getting to the line. Good effort, good hustle.
First free throw is good for Will Sutton. Checking in for Petoskey will be number 14, Jaden Stolarski.
Another nice stroke by Sutton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Splashed it.
72-53. Northmen up by 19 as they go down low. Alley-oop, and it wasn't able to be completed there by the Northmen. Across the court it comes for the Gladiators. Holscher now crossing over. Check that. This is actually Jack Young who puts it on the deck, and he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Shot will not count. Called on the floor.
Jack, part of the Klein Richard clan.
Okay.
Karina, his mom, and I went to school together. And you see a couple Klein Richards down on the JV team, and Cody, of course, back in the day.
That day would have been 2013.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah. I started teaching the choir in, I believe, 10.
Okay.
So probably 12 or 13, yeah.
Young looking to make the second of two. The southpaw delivers, and it's off the mark. and it's stolen away. Young gets it back. Fadeaway J is no good.
Oh.
Sutton somehow skies from the stratosphere to come through with that offensive rebound, and the possession arrow will award it to Petoskey. That was just an impressive effort by Will Sutton. I mean, I don't think I had any second thoughts about giving him the hardest playing player of the game award tonight, Scott.
Yeah, he hustled all 48 minutes. How many minutes are there? Whatever it is.
All 32?
32. Let's go with 32. All 32 minutes. Definitely a great effort. And, I'm just totally impressed. Thank you, Peter. Mr. Peter Garthy handing us some stats. We got St. Francis with 18 out of 42 on the court, and Petoskey with 27 out of 49. And the one thing I know, without a doubt, the team that scores the most baskets wins.
And I will say this. I thought the second quarter is really when the Gladiators were tested and pressed.
They struggled. And then they came out in the third and rebounded. So that's encouraging. You're absolutely right.
And that shows a team that doesn't tune out coaching, because you bet that this team went into halftime and a strong message was given to them about how they needed to execute better and how they needed to play better against this type of team with the talent that Petoskey has. And the Gladiators did come out in the third quarter, and they showed signs of life and resiliency that a team coached by Sean Finnegan and Chuck Schuba would be expected to have. And credit to the Gladiators for showing that fighting spirit. And they do play a very tough schedule. So as they continue to build chemistry and kind of build the callus of what a good team needs to have to be successful in the playoffs, I think this game will definitely be more advantageous to them to learn from, as opposed to just one game in the loss column.
Yeah, absolutely. Each time you're building upon your success, either from your trials or from your successes. So, definitely great things to look forward to with this young team.
Coming up next for Petoskey, they'll take on Traverse City West, and that will be at TC West. For the Gladiators, their next opponent will be on the road, and they will be – actually, check that. They'll be home versus Bel Air.
Okay.
On I believe, January 16th, which is Tuesday.
Well, 16th. 14th is Wednesday.
Oh.
So it must be we got off until next Friday.
Yep, Friday. Again, home versus Bel Air.
Okay.
So the Gladiators will have a full week.
Full week to prepare for Bel Air.
And that is a game that the Bel Air Eagles won last year on a buzzer beater. So certainly a game that the Gladiators will have marked on their calendar to take a look at, given how that game went last year. So definitely a game that, head coach Sean Finnegan, being an alumni of Bel Air High School, will certainly have circled and want to win that one.
Oh, yeah.
But one more time here for all of our sponsors, we want to thank the Traverse Catholic Federal Credit Union, Pop Excavating, Carter and Associates Farm Bureau, That's a Pizza, at the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport for making this game possible tonight for you to watch from the comfort of wherever you find comfort. For myself, Charles Strail, along with my friend Scott Carter, Jessica Alcorn, and Bill Alatka, our production engineers here this evening, saying good night one more time from Traverse City St. Francis High School. We'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.